Hello, good morning, West Coast. Good afternoon, East Coast. We're so happy to welcome you today to an exclusive webinar featuring Visit Anguilla and Malliouhana, the Grand Dam of the island. My name is Julian Thomas. I am based in the Washington, D.C. region, and you will see me in all the webinars and also on many, many adventures. We are planning fam trips around the world at the moment, as well as closing up some sales missions. So I have colleagues in the Dolomite Mountains right now, a colleague touring through Texas, and of course, the owner is traveling to Duco, Italy. So we are busy, busy, busy. We are excited to have you here. Please note that we have changed in 2026, and now all of our webinars are recorded and put onto our webinar library on YouTube. So after this afternoon, I will send you guys an email with all the contact information for our guests today, as well as the link to the YouTube webinar library. And don't forget, if you are booking an property with the Muse collection or the Cameo collection, to go onto our website and VIP your guest. Adding your guest information will allow your guest to receive a handwritten note from you, as well as an additional amenity on top of what your consortia already provides to you. All right, that is enough from me. I know you guys came here to meet Visit Anguilla, and I'm so pleased to introduce you to Cone Richardson. Welcome, Cone. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, Julian. Pleasure to be here.
Of course, and please tell us everything new about Anguilla.
Absolutely. So if you don't mind, I'll take over the floor and share my screen. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So welcome everyone. Happy to be the first, if not the first, the second to introduce you to our lovely island of Anguilla. Um, if I may, Julian, I'll go ahead and share my screen and we can get
Yes,
the
please.
presentation started. Perfect. All right, perfect. All right, everything's good on the visual side. Again, welcome to Anguilla. Let me be the first to welcome you to Anguilla, British West Indies here in the Northeastern Caribbean. So for those of you who don't know, again, we are a British overseas territory located in the Northeast Caribbean, 35 square mile island, even closer than you think. So, who are we and how do you get there? I think that's the main question that is often asked, are inquired upon when you think of Anguilla. So, again, we are a 35 square mile British overseas territory island located in the Northeast Caribbean. And the million dollar question is, how do you find us? How do you get to us? So Anguilla is just a very short trip from the major gateways of the East Coast. So from Miami, New York, the DC area, and upper north, we range from about 2 hours and a half to a 4 hour journey via flight to Anguilla. So some of our carriers include Anguilla Air Services, Cape Air, Sky High, which would be our regional, and of course for our major international gateways, we have flights coming out of Newark, we have flights coming out of Boston, flights out of DC area, and we have direct flights out of Miami. So here are some of our carriers that fly directly into Anguilla. And moving swiftly ahead, we would wish to tell you and update you about the investments that we have undergone so far. So, with the installation of our new Clayton J. Lloyd International Airport, we are able to facilitate major East Coast gateways um, from those destinations that I've previously called. So, this really refurbishes and reestablishes the international push that Anguilla is making towards reaching our major gateways in our hubs. Newly added to our direct airlift would be Anguilla Air in collaboration with Bermuda Air. So these E-175 aircraft take you direct from Boston, Newark, and Baltimore, Washington, directly to the shores of Anguilla. For those of you who know, St. Martin was largely our gateway for many years, and St. Martin was largely our gateway for many years, and now with the direct airlift from these four major East Coast cities, it has become even more accessible to the world. So here's our route allocation for your visual understanding. And a part of that as well, we are making the step to make private jet access even more easier and convenient with the installation of our newly developed FBO terminal as well. Of course, St. Martin still remains a popular gateway into Anguilla, with major hubs, direct flights coming from all the major cities within the East Coast and Midwest, seasonally as well. So going into our product and what you can expect to find in Anguilla in terms of accommodations and elevated experience, and also the accolades that we've acquired over 2025. So we were voted the world's best Caribbean island in 2025 by Travel and Leisure. Quite a great feat. We were previously named that 4 years, 2017, 2018, and 2021 as well. So, and also to see that our product, as well as Capjaluca, Zemi Beach, and Malliouhana, who are also with us as well, have received their due accolades from Travel and Leisure. So, further solidifying our position as the global marketed destination. So, moving into our experiences and our accommodations. Any Resorts, which is a private villa, they're also building 15 resort suites on the world's number one beach, voted several years in a row over on Shoal Bay East. So this would include the main house that's overlooking the famous Little Bay, as well as an additional 15 suite development happening on the eastern end of the island, which adds to our already built portfolio of product that we have here in Anguilla. Of course, the Four Seasons, which remains a family favorite, nestled down at Meads Bay, between Meads Bay and Barnes Bay. We consider it one of the big five and one of the flagship resorts here in Anguilla. Belmont Capjaluca, also on the western end of Anguilla. Belmont occupies the entire span of Mondays Bay and can be deemed a fan favorite of Anguilla, and it is considered the most romantic, if I would say so myself. We also have the only golf resort in Anguilla, which is Aurora Anguilla. So along with being the only golf course in Anguilla, um, they also have the only hydroponic farm, amphitheater, and inclusive water park as well. So as you can see, we have many product that covers couples, families, multi-gen, etc., you name it. So largely what we do in Angola is really based on the ocean activities that you can experience, such as cave tours, the famous Little Bay experience, soft adventures, and island hopping as well. Further to that, for those who are really adventurous and care to go a little deeper, the dive industry as well is something that we've really put on the spotlight as we understand Anguilla has very unique topography. Being a limestone island, we do boast in having some of the clearest, bluest waters that you can find worldwide. So the dive industry has definitely been a highlight and something that has been taking full speed ahead in garnering the interest of our international audience. Further into the developments of Anguilla, we are currently building a yacht port, Port Namara. we see seasonally during November, December, going into April and May, we have a lot of yachts that visit our shores. So with this development, we are looking at an increased activity in the private yacht sector to further build out the portfolio and establish Anguilla as a luxury destination.
And Colin, I do have a question about that
Of
yacht
course.
club. Simone would like to know if there's a possibility that they would have like water bungalows on their yacht dock, or what will their resort style be?
So, as it is in the initial stages, we are still currently receiving information as to what the specifics would be. Of course, with our Muse partners, we will always give those updates as soon as we have them. So, I will definitely note that question down and get back to you if there is mention about the water bungalows.
Yes, thank you so much.
Absolutely. So for those of you who have been to Anguilla, it is no secret that Anguilla has some of the best and freshest cuisine that you've ever tasted. So with a combination of our local chefs and their international exposure to the culinary scene, Anguilla has edged itself in terms of crafting this island into a very unique culinary experience. Um, Growing up here, I can attest to uh, how diverse it has gotten over the years as well. And it is definitely one of our highlights as you would hear it amongst our industry partners and just our folks and visitors who have come here for so many years. So along with that, Anguilla is just not only the luxury destination of the Caribbean. There are many things that you can do and partake of if you're an adventurer. There are off-island shores and keys that you can go to and have lunch and explore. Many activities such as horseback riding, cave tours, underwater caves. So it really fits the ideal traveler in terms of whatever interest you have, Anguilla has to offer within a Caribbean destination. So, moving into our cultural experiences, which are the highlights for the locals, in which we share so very passionately with our visitors as well. We have the Eighth Culinary Festival. So it's happening this year in May, and the Culinary Festival is ab an absolute fan favorite as it brings together international chefs as well as it highlights local chefs and bringing to life their ideas on a plate, um, from drinks, food. It's an absolute show, and it has become very, a very big event here in Anguilla. Our summer festival, which takes place at the end of July into August, is also, I would say, the festival climax of Anguilla. Like it's the zenith of all festivals that we have here. So during that time, you can expect boat racing, local shows such as the Calypso show, soca, the Caribbean's, one of the Caribbean's biggest beach parties, which are neighboring islands like St. Martin and St. Bart's. They come and they partake every year in droves. Last year was record-breaking numbers. A lot of traffic heading into Sandy Ground from our neighboring islands, not only locally here, but islands from Martinique, islands from St. Bart's, Saba, St. Martin. So it really is the gem of all Caribbean parties on this side of town when it comes to the August festivities. We recently celebrated 36 years of the annual event called Moonsplash. Moonsplash is the premier reggae event. Like I said, it has been going on for 36 years, ran by the legendary Banky Banks. Definitely a huge icon here in Anguilla, a family name, so to speak. And this festival has truly been a cornerstone of Anguilla's festivities and local celebrations that we have during this time of year. Festival del Mar, which is right around the corner. This takes place during Easter, and it is the festival of the sea. So you can really see how our culinary is tied into our sustainable fishing and farming. This is a 2-day celebration of Anguilla's heritage. You experience the freshest seafood, boat races, live music. To put it into perspective, it's like a big family reunion that we have during that time that really brings the island together to taste some of the freshest cuisine that we have and to celebrate as an island. Really experience the spirit of Anguilla and who we are as a people. And we had this the first of this kind last year, music tourism convention, as music really is the backbone, a part of Anguilla's culture, and which truly brings the whole idea and concept of the island together. So these are just a few of the updates and what we have put together so far, to that really makes Anguilla such a special place.
Great. I
Again,
do
thank
have
you
some
guys.
questions for you,
Absolutely.
Con. Okay. We Simone would like to know which properties, which resorts are beachfront, as in you walk out of your room and you are in the sand.
Okay, great question. So our big five are beachfront, which are all virtuoso properties. So it would be the Four Seasons, it would be the Belmont Capjaluca, Aurora Resort and Spa, Gulf Resort and Spa. Malliouhana is also beachfront. Quintessence as well is a beachfront property.
Perfect. And then Consuela is going to be in St. Martin and would like to do a day trip to um, Anguilla. I told her there's the 7-minute flight, of course, the shortest flight in the world. But what's the difference between the public ferry and doing like a private charter ferry?
All right, so it's all about proximity and convenience for you and which one you'd rather. So we have three options, of course, the flight, as Julian would have informed you, Consuela. And we also have the private or shared shuttle that leaves from the Dutch side. It takes about 20 minutes, ranges from about 45 to $60 for the day to and from. And you can reach out to the different charters such as Funtime charters, Calypso charters, and blanking on the other one.
Something
And GBX,
express.
yes, and GB Express.
There we go.
Yes. So you have those options. If you want a fast shared shuttle, I would say it's the most convenient option, based on times and schedules and accessibility. However, if that is something that you would want to defer and try another experience, we also have the public ferry, which leaves from Marigot, and that is the French side of Saint Martin. So you can access the information as to the boat times and shuttle transfer times on the local I Visit Anguilla website, which would have those ferry times to and from the French side of Saint Martin to Anguilla.
I can send them in the email this afternoon, everyone, in case you have the question. They have a fantastic page that I always send, which is how to get there. And it is everything by land, by sea, by air. And well, obviously not by land, but all right, Con. And one more question. If you were to do a day trip, what is your name two of your favorite beach clubs?
Oh, that's a good one. I like that question. Very creative. So day trip over to Anguilla, what it would look like for me is I'd come over. Um, if I want a chill and relax day, I would go to the water park at Aurora Gulf Resort and Spa. Um, that is, once you access that, you have access to a full water park as well as an entertainment park with mini golf, uh, pickleball courts, gaming rooms, lounges, and cabanas. So that would be a great option if you want to expend your day all in one place. However, at a beach club, what I'll definitely recommend is Savvy Beach, and it's located near the Four Seasons on Meads Bay in Anguilla. So kind of the same concept if you want to relax in beach day with a great food and an elevated experience. That would be my recommendation as well. And then just to have lunch in lounge, I would recommend Sunshine Shack over on Rendezvous Bay. It's the perfect hangout for you to have drinks, get great food, enjoy the entire scenery of our longest beach in Anguilla, and with just enough time to get a rum punch and head back to St. Martin. So that would be my ideal three options as to how you'd spend a day trip in Anguilla.
Great. And Lisa already recommended those, and she had a few more in the chat. So, Lisa, you're amazing. You got
I
it.
love it.
Now, Faye would absolutely say that Mary Carmen actually has one of the best beach clubs. So, let's go ahead and move forward, introducing Mary Carmen Garcia of Malliouhana. Welcome, Mary Carmen.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Mary Carmen. I'm here with Malliouhana, Anguilla's Grand Dame, and I'm about to share my screen. So let me know when you see the beautiful ocean with the breathtaking Malliouhana main house in the background.
We can see it. Thank you.
Perfect. So, I mean, this is kind of great to follow the wonderful introduction by the Anguilla Tourism Board. We consistently have best beaches in the world ranked. Malliouhana was Anguilla's very first luxury hotel. We opened in 1984. It is the property that put Anguilla on the map, and I will tell you a little bit more about that. But first, I kind of like to start with this so you can get an overview, because a lot of the imagery for Malliouhana, you just see this beautiful house on a cliff, and your clients might be to the beachfront points, right? Like that's fabulous, but they're going to the Caribbean. They want to stay at the beach. So this is our main house. This is all still Malliouhana. These are going to be your beachfront rooms. You literally walk out the door, 10 steps, your toes are touching sand. And we are on Meads Bay, which is one of the main beaches in Anguilla. It's this one that you see. This in yellow is Leon's Beach Club, a great day to spend the day. And then Meads Bay really just stretches down for a mile. And just, I mean, look at the water, look at how calm it is. It pretty much looks like that year round. Now to our official presentation. So this is Malliouhana in Anguilla. We are a Virtuoso property, Virtuoso Ultra Luxe, actually only denominated in the island. We signature select basically all the luxury consortias. How to get to us. I mean, I'm not going to spend too much time here because the ATB did a wonderful job elaborating how to get to us, as well as the new flights from Newark, Boston, Baltimore, which do run seasonally, which I believe is for this coming year is likely going to be November to April. But the American Airlines via Miami is year round, twice a day over high season, once a day in low season. And then there's always the St. Martin. St. Martin does connect to, I think, about 20 US cities direct. So that's a great option for your clients that maybe Charlotte, Atlanta, Chicago, a little bit of like secondary main cities. Now, this is just kind of to show a little bit of the map of Malliouhana. It's a very, very small island. Um, I believe it's 13 miles. Feel free to correct me. I believe it's 13 miles, end to end. And it's a very private island. It's a very not commercial island. It's very authentic, and that is why people keep coming back. So Malliouhana, being the first luxury hotel, we got to pick the best spot first. So we are over here on Meads Bay. We have direct access to 3 beaches out of Anguilla's 33. Because of where we are located on the island, it's very, very, very rare that we ever get sargassum or seaweed in our beaches because basically the inland acts as a buffer. And it's, we also don't, our beaches are pretty calm as well.
Mary Carmen, can you make this a bit larger, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
Let me figure out how to.
I think if you just make it presentation mode.
It is in full screen
Oh,
mode.
okay.
If there's any MacBook users that knows how to zoom in, feel free to let me know.
Maybe just to the left of that, there was a slider. Can you just slide it to the
This?
right of it? Next to the full screen square, there's a slider. So if you hit the plus button to the left.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, too big. Go back 3.
A little better?
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So, Malliouhana, so what sets Malliouhana apart from the other gorgeous properties on the island is, I mentioned a little bit, we're Anguilla's Grand Dam, first luxury hotel. When we opened in 1984, we had a British owner that loved Anguilla. I'm gonna build a hotel here. I'm gonna bring my friends here. His friends happened to be Jackie Onassis was one of his besties. Giorgio Armani was the very first guest to walk through the door. We had a 14-night minimum in 1984, which is unheard of. Even festive now is only 5 nights. We had a 3 Michelin star restaurant, largest wine cellar in the Caribbean. The idea behind it was if I'm inviting my friends that are the jet set elite from the 1980s, they're used to Paris, London, New York, they have to have that same quality when they visit Malliouhana in Anguilla. And that is why Anguilla is such a high-end island. That is why Malliouhana is a property that put Anguilla on the map. And it's a property that's influenced every other property in so many aspects of the island. It's the reason why tourism is the #1 GDP activity in Anguilla at the moment. And I do like to showcase that we did just win 2 Michelin keys in November, as the ATB mentioned, #7 best hotel in Caribbean hotel, travel and leisure 2025. So we are still operating at the highest level. It's still a fabulous experience. So this that you see here is our entrance. This that you see here, if you stay with one slide, let it be this. I mean, outside of the history, Malliouhana sets apart from just the architecture and the decoration. It's very colorful, it's very joyful, it's very Caribbean forward. And you get a laid back elegance throughout the resort. So this is literally the first step when you walk through the lobby. You see the blue that matches the ocean. Every single design element in the resort ties back to a history of the island or history of the resort. I do like to show this. You did see the live version of this, but this is the main house and we flank sideways. So we have 3 beaches, Turtle Cove, Bobbing Cove, Meads Bay. These are beachfront rooms. This is where most of your clients with kids or families are going to be because this is where we have our beach club. So, and then this is also where we have our kids club. This is where your clients that want to be in it, want to feel the activity are going to be. However, on the other side, we have Turtle Cove, which is the complete opposite. If you have couples, honeymooners, or just clients that don't want to see kids during their stay or they want to read a book quietly, this is the other side on Turtle Cove as well. They will be because it's quiet, it's secluded. No beach in Anguilla is private, but you can really only access it through the resort. So there is a spot within the resort for absolutely every single profile. And we do about equal parts couples, honeymooners, as well as families. And funnily enough, most of the families that stay with us came as honeymooners. About 50% of our guests are repeat guests. Typical Caribbean activities, a couple of things that are unique to us. We do a rum and chocolate tasting. We did start a wine tasting, so we restored our wine cellar, and now we have wine tastings with Albert, who's our sommelier from 40 years ago in 1984, who also happens to be hilarious. We have noticed that our demographic is skewing a little bit younger. So we're adding a lot more like live music Thursday to Sunday throughout the outlets. We're adding a lot more interactive activities, sushi making class, cocktails by the sunset type of thing. Taco Tuesday, it's very fun. We get a lot of locals as well. This is our restaurant. Food in Anguilla is spectacular. There's no all-inclusive in Anguilla because you have to go out and explore the dining scene on the island. So this is Celeste, is where you'll have your breakfast. It's where you'll have the spectacular dinner. Sits on a cliff. You're overlooking all of Meads Bay, so you cannot beat the views at Celeste. This is the vibiest pool bar on Bar Celeste. Because of where we are on Meads Bay, this is one of the best spots to see the sunset on the island. So even if they happen to not be staying at the resort for whatever reason, they can still come in and have a drink, watch a sunset, and then head out to dinner somewhere. We also have Leon's. So this is Leon's at Meads Bay. This is our beach club. So on the left, you'll see the beach chairs on the front. This is what it looks like by day. It's very like relaxed, enjoy the ocean. And then bottom right, by night, especially like Thursday to Sundays, It's a great spot to listen to some live music and have a nightcap. Now, this is not St. Bart, so everyone will be in bed by 11 p.m., but it's a nice thing to do. So these are our rooms. You can see, again, colorful throughout. We have 63 rooms, over 25 acres, artwork throughout. The blues match the water. The yellows bring in the sun. They're huge. They start at around 800 square feet. We have many, many connecting rooms that we do guarantee at booking. So that's nice for families. We have a couple of two-bedroom options. We have our three-bedroom spa suite. And this is new. We recently added private villas to our inventory. So this is what they look like internally. This is Long Bay Villas by Malliouhana, and this is what they look like from the outside. So we have three of these. They vary between 5 and 6 bedrooms. They can use the hotel resorts. We shuttle them to and from. I was mentioning the beautiful sunsets. Look at that neon color that you get. And then Santosha Villa Estate by Malliouhana. This is the largest beachfront villa on the island. This goes up to 8 bedrooms. However, outside of festive, you can book it as a 4 bedroom, a 6 bedroom, or an 8 bedroom. And these are located just the next beach over from Malliouhana. This is just an excuse to show you one of my favorite spots on property, which is our bi-level infinity pool, where you can spend hours and hours on end.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Mary Carmen.
Thank you.
We obviously did our job selling Anguilla because Consuela was not going to, she was going to do a day trip, and now she has officially booked one night extra. So she will want to stay somewhere in Anguilla.
And
Mary Carmen,
and
do
you
you offer agency rates in June?
we do, we do. We have travel advisors rates. 2 nights at a travel advisor rate, additional notes discounted. Send me an email. Rates vary, obviously peak season during low season, but June is a fabulous month to visit. And honestly, May, June, July overall is one of my favorite times to visit Anguilla because you get less crowds. Rates across most properties are consistently like 40% lower than peak season, so it's a good time to visit. But yeah, Consuela, let me know and be warned. This will be the first of many trips. Anguilla's an island that you keep coming back to.
Absolutely. And I've heard that time and time again from advisors that they booked it once and now they're rebooking for the following year. So
Yeah.
Anguilla is on your radar now. Now, Allison has a very good question that I'm going to add along to. She's asking if there's F&B service at this beautiful pool.
Yes, yes. So the F&B Bar Soleil, the bar I mentioned that's one of the best spots to see the sunset that had the beautiful artwork, that services the beach. It's basically located, I don't know if you can see my mouse, but it's basically located right over here. And then you have pool attendants that consistently walk the pools.
And is that the same at the beach?
Leon's Beach Club is fully serviced. They have their own restaurant menu. If you do, or your clients decide that they want to go to Turtle Cove, which is the third beach that I mentioned that's very quiet, it's very secluded. We don't have a restaurant set up there. However, let us know, hey, tomorrow I want to go spend the time at Turtle Cove. We'll set up beach chairs, we'll set up the umbrella, and we'll have a designated pool attendant that checks in on you once every 30 minutes, once an hour, whatever you prefer. And you can get F&B service there as well.
That's amazing. Absolutely. Okay. And we do have a question. Are there any all-inclusives in Anguilla?
I
Con?
don't believe there's any
So
all-inclusive. So,
no, we have no all-inclusives in Anguilla.
and because it's an island, you're meant to go out and explore, like go to the beach shack, go to the bougie restaurants. It has so much to offer from a culinary standpoint. I mean, I'm sure those of us that have been there could go on for 30 minutes trying to talk about our favorite restaurants or beach shacks.
Perfect. Great. All right. Do we have any further questions in the chat? So I'm very happy to have had you guys join us today. We have started this Visit Anguilla monthly webinar. So I will add in the email our presentation from last month when we met with LXR Hotel, which is Frank Pierce, which is okay, I'll send you the video from that hotel. And next month on April 15th, please save the date. We have the Relais and Chateau property on Island Quintessence will be presenting with us. So we'll be slowly but surely introducing you to all of our properties on the island. And let's see, Vera just got back from Anguilla. She's looking forward to visiting again. And Hope says that this is a very special property with attention to detail everywhere. It's like Nantucket meets the Caribbean. So it looks like Mary Carmen, you have a lot of salespeople in the chat for you. And one more thing to add. Go ahead, add it, Mary Carmen.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. I just put it on the chat, but I mean, we're talking about the food, we're talking about our location, but one thing that I wanted to add is being on Meads Bay and Meads Bay being one of the main beaches in Anguilla. It's beautiful that our clients can walk to different dining outlets in different places along Meads Bay. So they're staying for 5 nights, and like I said, they should go out and explore. But like this is Leon's, right? This is all Malliouhana. They can walk to Blanchard's for dinner. They can walk to Hakala for dinner. If they want to walk half a mile, there's plenty of other options, but I know that half a mile will not phase out most East Coasters. So a lot of things within walking distance.
Especially a half mile in the sand after the winter we've had, huh? Wonderful. Great. Well, thank you everyone for joining us today. We hope to see you on April 15th for the next Anguilla webinar. Otherwise, I'd hope to see you on Monday. On Monday, we are going live at 10 a.m. on the 23rd from two properties in Italy. We'll see the Grand Trieste and Victoria Resort in Albano. So if hot springs in Italy are your jam, please join us. We'll be seeing the Grand Hotel at de Milan in Milano. We will be going to St. Moritz to see the Kempinski Grand Hotel de Ban in Switzerland. And then we will end with Amphitryon DMC in Greece. So if you're available on Monday, I'll send you the link in the email today. And thank you so much for joining us. It's a pleasure as always to have you here. And I hope you've learned a lot about Anguilla. And we look forward to you riding on one of the brand new Anguilla airplanes. All right. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye bye.